Before the past 2 years, I had these big trips that I would look forward to once a year. I loved them. They were almost like the highlight of my year. I would save money and put money aside to go on these trips. However, the last 2 years, I wasn't able to go on these trips. 2024, I was studying full-time and working full-time. There was no opportunity for me to travel realistically and it still give me the same level of joy. Also, I was in a very toxic work environment, if I can call it that. And so it would have been awkward also to ask for leave while I was also studying. Like, they felt like they were doing me a favor by giving me time to go and attend my classes. So it then clicked that I need to create a life that I enjoy with things that I look forward to regularly. If not daily, then at least weekly. And one of those things for me is the gym. I think I shared in another video before that the gym or moving my body and being active did wonders for my mental health, and that's why I actually exercise. The body is a nice side effect. And then there's obviously Chandler, the highlight of my life. I got him during COVID. He's a COVID dog. He brings so much joy and annoyance sometimes. But having Chandler around means I have to go on walks outside with him, which is also good for my mental health because then I am outdoors in nature, which is amazing. So I'm really grateful for that. And so in creating a life that I enjoy, that I look forward to without waiting for these big events, I realized that it was my perspective that needed to change and actually romanticize my life. So I went on a coffee date to catch up with my brother this Easter weekend. It was nice. I didn't show him because I didn't consent. Well, I didn't ask him rather. And then I also went to shop for some new bedding at Volps, and then I discovered after shopping that Discovery gives you like 12.5% back of whatever you spend there. So that was really cool. And also my outfit of the day with my Chanel bag and my knitted top from Zara and my jeans from Poetry. So I've realized that I need to change my perspective, and these are things that I've always had access to, like the thrift shopping that I've recently started. I'm not too sure how I feel about it, to be honest. It was interesting. I didn't buy anything. I'm still trying to find my feelings around thrift shopping, but it's an interesting hobby, I guess. I'm trying it out at least before I make a decision on it. But I realized, yes, I needed to change my perspective on how I experience life. And while the trips gave me so much joy, and still anticipating a trip gives me so much joy, I could first of all break my trips up per year and have smaller trips around the country that would still give me the same level of joy and preparation, as well as doing things regularly that actually spark or trigger joy. And I know it might sound ironical because in my previous video I was actually out of the country and I was on holiday. Yes, it was a nice trip, but for me, I consider that to be a small trip, if I can put it that way. I like to change continents for my big trips, and so, a part of me still misses the big trips. Anyway, in making or creating moments that I look forward to daily, I visited this garden shop in North Riding where I was able to buy a few herbs for my own garden, something that also gives me joy. And I realized that in always looking at what's not working, we tend to neglect. I was neglecting things that are going well. Like sometimes I wasn't watering my garden as frequently as I needed to. And so creating these things that I look forward to, that I've always enjoyed, has been very calming for my nervous system and has really increased my level of gratitude for my everyday moments. So, I'm going to the gym again in this clip. Sundays are usually my rest days, so I go to Pilates, I take it easy. And it is a rest day for me as someone who does strength training on a regular. But yeah, anyway, so I listened to Grace Beverly where she spoke about how she looks at her year that would have passed and prepares for the next one. And I implemented her strategy, and I have to say it has been life-changing for me. I now review my life weekly in the different categories: health, career, finances, relationships, what else, business as well. A lot of different categories that I have for my life, and I think I'll do a separate video for that. And in doing that, it has helped me become more intentional about my life and improving things and letting go and decluttering and making sure that my life aligns to the version of me that I am constantly creating for myself. Another thing that I've done to be intentional with my life is also limit my social engagements over the weekend. I will not meet with people every weekend because I noticed that was something that was also depleting me. And by the end of the weekend, I'm feeling tired and like I didn't rest, which added to the anxiety I was feeling. So now I have my routine where I start off my weekends, Saturday and Sunday, in the gym, and then I make time to rest or whatever activity, fun activity that I would have created for myself. This weekend, I had time to read. I also rearranged my bookshelf. I'll show you that a bit later. I've also been decluttering things in my home. I cleaned out my garden. I feel like I should have done like a before clip and an after clip so that there would be an appreciation of the work that I would have done. But yeah, there's something to be said about how grounding this process has been for me and humbling in a sense, having not had the opportunity to travel as much as I would have wanted to the past 2 years, but realizing that life is not in the trip, life is in the everyday moments, you know. And on Sundays, I do breakfast dates with myself or with family or loved ones that are around, if they are available. But them not being available doesn't stop my Sunday dates from happening, because it's also another thing that I now look forward to. And breakfast, in my opinion, is quite an affordable meal, and it's so romantic, where I order my decaf cappuccino, you know, I read my book while I wait for my breakfast to come out, and my day is actually done. And then I go home and I take a nap and I prepare for the following week. And I always will order an omelette any chance I get. So yeah, that's basically my life update. I have taken control or taken back my weekends. They belong to me now. I don't feel obliged to show up to things over the weekends or to say yes to people's invitations on the weekends, you know, because I need to make sure that I make time for myself. And funny enough, while this life might seem a little boring, I have found so much fulfillment in this change of pace for myself. And again, yes, that's another gym clip from the weekend, because I have really found it very grounding and very centering for myself, and it has really helped calm my nervous system. And my affirmations feel so real. It's not just things that I'm saying for the sake of it. It's things that my body actually agrees with when I say those affirmations, when I repeat them in my head. And just realizing that I'm so lucky that I have a garden that to tend to. I have herbs, and there's some basil there's some green onions, and there's another herb that is in there. I need a new planter as well. See, that's another thing that I've added to my list of things to do. Yeah, it's just been amazing that I feel like I was feeling sad for a long time, feeling like I'm not going on these big trips. Meanwhile, there's so much that I can enjoy in my life. And also I work in a very fast-paced environment at the moment, and I'm happy, I like it. And so creating these calm things to look forward to for myself is really quite rewarding, if I can put it that way. I enjoy it so much. I feel rested. Am I where I'd want to be? Definitely not. See, I even noticed things like bees before. I never knew that bees visit my garden every single day, and birds as well. And so sometimes I leave some dry bread for the birds. I don't know if it's good for them, but it feels like a nice thing to do because they eat it and they keep coming back for more. So yeah. I got a peel before the Easter weekend. As you can see, there are parts that are a bit gray or dull on my skin. This was the green peel that I got. I think I did a video about that. And so my skin is actually in the shedding process. It was nice that this weekend I didn't have to wear makeup, so I let my skin just do its thing, which was amazing as well. It's still not done, but at least I don't have to show my face to people per se. But yeah, that's been nice. And that's all dead skin, by the way, because I did wash my skin. It's not dirt. It's just dead skin sort of peeling off. I don't know if it's actually visible in the video. But yeah, back to my story about enjoying my life. Another thing that I've recently discovered about myself is that I like natural fibers, and part of my decluttering includes decluttering my wardrobe, where I've been getting rid of things that don't really make me feel good or don't trigger so much happiness. At a point where I'd rather have less clothes that are high quality than have a lot of clothes that are low quality and are not from the earth. And when I say from the earth, I mean things like wool, cotton, like natural fibers, linen. For some reason, I've actually realized those pieces that are made of natural fibers are my favorite pieces. And so I've been letting go and decluttering and enjoying reorganizing my home and adding plants to my bathroom. These are things that have really added so much joy. I know it sounds quite repetitive, but I think we get so caught up in trends and doing things for social media and showing up a certain way. While that can be fun, I think there's something to be said about the joy that can come from a boring life, and that is the life that I'm being intentional about. And yes, when I am in the house, I still wear sunscreen, and it's even more important now that my skin is shedding or peeling, that I protect my skin. So I was wearing sunscreen here, and there's a bit of a white cast. That being said, HelioCare prices for sunscreen have risen more than 50%. So now I'm also going to be on the hunt for a mineral sunscreen that is amazing, that has a price that makes sense. Because what do you mean it's now 700 Rand when it was 400 Rand just the other day? And yes, it does last me 3 months, but come on, I don't know. But anyway, so the boring life that I've created has also allowed me time to be aligned spiritually and to feel things, watching who I give my attention to, people and their energies, and just being selfish with my time and my energy. And yes, I will wear perfume even when I'm at home, because this is something that I discovered again during COVID, that smelling nice actually makes me feel good. Even when I'm not interacting with other people, I feel good when I smell nice. And this is a sample that I got from Sensecraft. They usually are at the market in Dainfin on the weekends, so you can go by and smell some stuff, and then before you commit to a big bottle, you can get a sample fragrance. I just changed the focus here. So that's it. That's my life update. And in the next few clips, I'll be showing you my bookshelf. This was my bookshelf before, not very cute, and then now that's my bookshelf after. It looks more elegant to me. It looks more thought out. So that's it from me. Till next time.